What's up everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video I am building a little family home in the Bay area of Brindleton Bay, right by the docks, as you can see, like in the little harbor area, and I really love this area of Brindleton Bay. Brindleton Bay is definitely one of my all-time favorite worlds, if not my all-time favorite world. And I just always really enjoy building here, and especially in this part of the world. And I don't build here that often because there are not too many lots over here. And I feel like it's such a specific aesthetic that once you've built here, like once I've built a house here, I need to kind of like take a break from it and do something different for my channel because I mean, it is that very specific aesthetic. So I don't build here that often. However, it's definitely my favorite part of Brindleton Bay. I think it's so pretty. You have this amazing view over the ocean and the colors are so pretty here, especially in the fall. I'm building in the summertime right now, so, and as you can see, it's still extremely pretty around here, but yeah, especially in the fall, like when the sun is shining, the colors are so pretty. It does tend to rain a lot in Brindleton Bay though, so that is kind of a shame, but it is very realistic as well for the whole New England kind of vibe. But yeah, that is that, and I'm building a little family home here, as you can see. I was definitely fiddling around with the whole like shape of it and where I wanted the little like bump outs to be and how to make it a little bit more interesting looking. I was kind of just building this one from scratch, and I'm really happy with the way that this came out, because for this house, I wasn't necessarily sure what I wanted to do when I started the build. I just knew that I wanted to build a cutesy family home, but I didn't really know what kind of vibe or like what kind of style I wanted it to be. Obviously I wanted it to be to fit in with the rest of the world, and I feel like it does, but at the same time it also looks kind of suburban to me, but it's a little bit more cutesy and a little bit smaller than your average suburban, I feel like. But yeah, I don't know, I think the shape turned out to be really interesting, and I love all the porch space. As you can see, I have that little wraparound porch in the front of the house, and then at the back of the house I have another little porch area. I feel like I'm not quite sure. It's actually really funny because I built this house a long time ago. I think I might have built this house like 3 weeks ago or so, if not longer. But I built this way before the new pack, Dream Home Decorator, came out, and I also built it before the new kit, Oasis Courtyard, or Courtyard Oasis, before that kit came out as well. Because at one point, and I feel like that's about a month ago by now, I had all these videos pre-recorded because all of a sudden I had a lot of time to build very unexpectedly, which I really love it when that happens. So I definitely took advantage of that, and I just built a whole heap of houses like back to back, and this was definitely one of them. So at one point I had a couple of houses or like a couple of videos just sitting there ready to go. But then all of a sudden we got the new kit, the Courtyard Oasis kit, so I did a build with that one, and then in between, like, I uploaded another little, just another speed build of a house that I had pre-recorded. And then we already got the new pack, the Dream Home Decorator pack. So that was a lot of packs back to back and a lot of builds that I wanted to do with these packs. And I actually have another Courtyard Oasis build ready to go, but I just never got around to uploading it because the packs just came out so soon, like so fast after each other, that I just didn't really have the time to upload everything. And so this is definitely one of those little houses that I just still have sitting in on my PC waiting for a voiceover and ready to go on YouTube. So yeah, that's why I'm building this little house today. Also kind of as a break from the whole Dream Home Decorator content. I have been uploading a lot of Dream Home Decorator homes, but I mean, it is the newest pack, and I think it's so gorgeous and it's so pretty. And speaking of new packs, I think I might be uploading this video on Thursday. So by the time this is up, You may have already seen the trailer for the newest expansion pack for The Sims. And as I'm doing this voiceover, obviously I have no clue what it's going to be, but you may have noticed that too, that the Game Changers uploaded videos, or at least like updates on Twitter, on a postcard that they received from the Sims team, and it's about like this whole like countryside aesthetic, and it's sent from a world, Henford, what's it called? Henford on Bagley or something like that. I honestly don't really remember, and I also don't know how to pronounce it properly. I'll find that out soon, I feel like. But yeah, we are getting a new trailer. So that's what they released in the postcard, is that we're getting a new trailer on Thursday, June 10th. And like I said, that's also the day I'm uploading this video, probably. So yeah, you may have already seen it, but yeah, at this very specific moment, I have no clue like about the trailer, and I'm so extremely excited because it is going to be like a countryside kind of aesthetic. It seems like, at least. I don't know, it may be something completely different, but I don't think so because of that whole postcard thing. And it may be farming. Like, what if it's farming? That would be so fun. That would be a dream come true. Like, that would be so cool, but I don't want to get my hopes up, like, because I don't know. I have to wait until Thursday. But if you've seen the trailer already, I mean, I will too by the time this video is up, but as of right now, obviously I haven't. But if you've seen the trailer, let me know what you think about it in the comments of this video, because I really want to know what you think about it. And I'm just so very curious. Like, I can't wait for the trailer to drop. I can't wait to figure out or to find out more about it. But they are releasing packs back to back these days, which is kind of crazy and also a little bit stressful at the same time, because I want to record like content on everything, and I want to be able to build like as soon as the pack comes out and like create content, make videos. But I don't always have time to do that straight away because like work and everything else, just life. But yeah, I really hope that once that pack comes out, it's probably gonna be a while though, because it is an expansion pack, and they seem to announce expansion packs like way before it actually comes out, like maybe like 3 or 4 weeks prior to the actual release of the pack. So I feel like we're getting the trailer on Thursday, but we know for a fact that the pack won't be out until July. So it's gonna be a while at least. Yeah, I'm so excited to find out what that's going to be all about. And yeah, I can't wait for new building styles, especially exterior wise, because we did get the Courtyard Oasis kit, which came with a whole bunch of exterior items, obviously, for that architectural style, which is a lot of fun. But I can't get enough. Like, I'm very excited to see if we're getting like a new world, and if that will give us a whole new architectural style and like new build items and stuff. And I'm just so excited for new styles and new things and new items. I can't wait. I'm so excited about it. So yeah, but that's that. Back to the build. You can really see the exterior come together, and I really enjoy what I did with these little grass patches. Those grass patches are from the debug menu, so you can just place them and they're completely free, which is really nice. But I did want to tie this build in with the whole background, like the whole like aesthetic of this neighborhood. So I didn't want there to be any grass really on this lot, except for like these patches, which are there like intentionally. And I also left a tiny little bit of grass in the backyard, but I feel like that's okay. But for the rest of the lot, I placed stone on the floor, and I don't know, these bricks on the floor, and I feel like it just looks really, really fun and really cutesy. And as you can see, for the color scheme of the build, I went for green and gray for the exterior wallpaper, as you can see, and then for the wood swatch, I used that very orangey, reddish wood tone, which I think is really cute, and I don't really use that very often. But for this house, I knew that I wanted to use that wood swatch for a lot of things. So yeah, I was set on using it, and as you can see, I definitely did. I may have gone a little bit overboard with the whole orangey wood swatch situation, because once we move on to the inside of the house, you'll see that I actually used a lot of that color on the inside as well. Like the whole kitchen is that color, and yeah, just everything is this wood swatch. So it's definitely extremely like matchy on the inside. But that's actually what I wanted to go for this build, because I don't know, I wanted it to be as matchy and cutesy as possible. It may not be that realistic, but I didn't really care for this one. I just thought it looked nice, so I went for it. And I really love the outdoor space for this house as well. You can see that in this front yard situation, I placed a little dining table that your Sims can use because their backyard is actually really small. This lot is not that big, and the house definitely takes up most of the lot, or like most of the space, obviously. But I did have more room in the front of the house than I did at the back of the house. So yeah, their front yard is definitely a little bit more spacious than the backyard. But I don't know, I felt like it makes sense for this little house. And here you can see that I have this little wraparound porch in the front as well, where I think I ended up placing a chess table, but I'm not quite sure because, once again, it's been a while since I built this house. So yeah, I think I ended up placing a chess table though, or like maybe an easel. I know for a fact that I placed both those things somewhere in this build, so that you have a couple of skill building items, but I'm not exactly sure where I put them. But yeah, we'll find that out soon, I feel like. And yeah, here you can see that we are about to be moving on to the inside of the house. Now, once again, the floor plan for this house took me forever, but it always does. I feel like I say this in every speed build because it's always like that. The floor plans just take me so long to do. And the same for this little house. It might not look like it because the floor plan is quite simple, and it's definitely, it's actually really the only thing that you can do, but I think I was struggling more with the upstairs area. So that was a little bit difficult, and like the placement of the stairs, I think mainly the placement of the stairs took me very long. So that's why it took me a long time to figure out the floor plan. But I think it makes sense now. It is a very small little home. However, I wanted it to be a family home for at least 4 Sims. So I ended up having, the house ends up having 3 bedrooms. It has a master bedroom for the parents, and then a bedroom for a teenager and a bedroom for a kid, which obviously you can totally change to your own liking or for your family. Like maybe you have a family with 2 kids or 2 toddlers, or I don't really know. But obviously the bedrooms are very easily customizable. But that's what I ended up doing. And I think the house has 1 full bathroom downstairs and then another full bathroom upstairs. So that is actually quite nice. But now that I'm thinking about it, I don't fully remember, but I think that's what I did. But once again, we'll find that out when we get there. But yeah, the placement for the living area is a little bit awkward, a little bit weird, because I didn't really have that much space in the living area. As you can see, the shape of the living area is kind of funky as well. So the sectional sofas would have been really nice to have for this build. However, they wouldn't have fit the aesthetics at all. So I don't think I would have used them anyway, but yeah. You can see that the living area is definitely very small, but I just ended up using these 2 love seats from Nifty Knitting. I love the color in here. I think that color, that green color, is so pretty. And yeah, as you can see, I kind of went crazy with the whole orangey, darker wood tone situation in here. It's very matchy, and I can totally understand if that is not your taste. It's not specifically my taste either, but for this house, I really like it. I was really enjoying it. And I was also thinking that this house is probably a little bit on the older side too. So yeah, I feel like it's not like recently renovated or anything like that. It's just a little bit dated, a little bit older. And I wanted it to feel very warm inside, like color scheme wise and aesthetic wise. I wanted it to be a very warm and inviting little house. So that's what I went for, and I think that I succeeded. I think it looks really nice. So yeah, I actually also placed a little desk downstairs, a little study area. I merged that desk from, what's it called? Cats and Dogs, together with that little bookcase. I think that bookcase might be base game or maybe Get Together. I'm not quite sure actually, but they match really nicely in my opinion. So I just kind of merged them together so that it looks like one piece or like one unit, which I think looks really nice. And I also placed a very big cat tree, as you can see. Now that I'm placing that one, I remember that I actually was thinking that this family would have a cat or maybe two cats, because I am building in Brindleton Bay, especially like specifically in that area where there are a lot of cats, like a lot of stray cats and things by the docks, like yeah, like in the little harbor area. So I was definitely thinking that this family could have a cat or two. And yeah, that's what I did. And I placed a tiny little dining table here by the front door. It's a little bit cramped in here, but that is also what I was trying to go for. Like I wanted it to be a little bit cramped in here. And then I actually also placed a little additional toy box for the kids. I always like to do that for my family homes because obviously the kids are going to have toys in their bedrooms, but I always feel bad like whenever the Sims or the children have to go all the way up to their bedroom to play with toys. Like that is so sad. Like I want them to be able to just be downstairs with their parents or with their siblings or what have you and just play with toys there so that they don't have to be all alone. So that's what I did. And here we have a proper little dining room. Definitely very cramped in here as well. And very matchy with that one wood swatch. I use a lot of Parenthood in here because I feel like Parenthood and Cats and Dogs, those two types of furniture just really go hand in hand whenever you're trying to build a little house with this like specific aesthetic. I don't really know what to call this furniture style. I think it's a little bit more like rustic or something, but not necessarily rustic. It's just a little bit more on the traditional side or something. I don't really know what to call it, but I really enjoy building in this style from time to time, and I definitely went overboard with it for this build. But here you can see that we are moving on to the kitchen, and I will be placing the cabinets or the counters and the cabinets from Parenthood in that orangey wood swatch once again. So yeah, and I used these tiles in the wall because I wanted there to be a little bit of color. And also I feel like this swatch of the tiles really matches the couches in the living room nicely. So yeah, I just kind of tried to create that sense of cohesiveness. And I cluttered up the rest of the kitchen a little bit with this makeshift little bar area. It's not actually a functional bar because it is just a random little end table, I think from backyard stuff, and I just placed a couple of bar stools around it. But I felt like that would be a very cutesy little breakfast area or something, or maybe you're just sitting there like when you're cooking something and you have to wait a little while for something to, I don't know, just simmer or what have you. You can just sit there and read like a little magazine or just, I don't know, just sit on or just use your laptop or read a book. I don't know. I just figured it would be a little cutesy little breakfast area right there. And as you can see, for the clutter in the kitchen, I used like blue swatches because I wanted there to be a couple of like pops of color, and there's also some blue tones in the little curtains, as you can see. So yeah, once again, I tried to make this house as matchy as possible without it being too overwhelming. I don't know if I succeeded in that sense though, because I feel like it might be a little bit overwhelming, but I don't know. From time to time, I just really enjoy doing this in The Sims because it is such a cartoony little game. And I like to do realistic things in the game, obviously, but I also really enjoy doing not so realistic things because you can just really be so creative with it and just come up with something that you wouldn't necessarily do in real life at all. But yeah, I just thought it was so much fun to do for this house. And as you can see, I also placed a couple of cat bowls or food bowls for pets in this house. Like I said, I was imagining the family to have cats, but if you want them to have a dog or something, then you can easily do that as well. You might want to just place like a little dog bed instead of like the cat tree or something. Or maybe you want the family to have a cat as well as a dog. I feel like that's possible as well. Like there's definitely enough space for that in this house. because it might be a little bit cramped, but I mean, 2 or 3 pets will fit like easily. And now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember if I placed a litter box. Oh wait, yeah, actually I did place a litter box. I remember now. I think I placed it on the landing area right here, which the landing area is very small, but I could place a litter box over there like perfectly. I think I placed something else at first, but then, yeah, you can see that I placed like a little catchery with a plant next to it, but then I swapped out the plant for a litter box because at some point I realized that I forgot to place a litter box. So I swapped out the plant just in time, which is really nice because I tended to forget about placing litter boxes, which is really not very convenient if you have a cat in your house. I mean, obviously they can go potty outside as well, but yeah, you really need a litter box in your house if you have a cat. So yeah, I did remember to place one, so I did. So that's nice. And here you can see that this is the parents' bedroom. It's very basic in here, and I think that I furnished. Everything is coming back to me now that I'm looking at this footage because I furnished this bedroom, like this was a different day. Like I did the whole downstairs, and then the next day or like a couple days later, I did the second floor. And I remember that I ended up placing a desk with a computer in here, thinking that I needed to place a study area somewhere, but I kind of forgot that I had already placed a desk with a computer downstairs as well. But I mean, no big deal because it's always nice to have 2 study areas, and maybe the teen or the kid mainly uses the study area downstairs to like study for tests, do their homework, stuff like that. And then the parents have their own little study area in their bedroom, which is also nice. And I do remember that I used this little desk from Paranormal Stuff in the white swatch. I think that this desk fits in here, like in this whole bedroom, perfectly. It is not necessarily the same style, but this whole bedroom kind of has that whole like thrift store look and feel, like that kind of a little bit antique, or at least more traditional. So that desk was really, I really enjoyed how it looked in there. So I ended up placing it, and I'm really happy that I did. And the parents have this tiny little balcony off of their bedroom, which is quite nice. There's not a lot of space there. I was thinking of placing an easel, but it was just a little bit awkward and it didn't really fit nicely. So I ended up not placing an easel there and just placing a little couch for an additional little hangout spot to just sit there on the balcony and enjoy the view over the ocean. I feel like that would be so nice. But yeah, moving on to the teen's bedroom. This one is very colorful. I wasn't specifically thinking of genders for this household at all. Like I didn't really think of that much of a storyline at all for this household. I was really just going with the whole aesthetic of the house and furnishing it in that sense. But I did know that I wanted this teen's bedroom to be quite colorful, just like the rest of the house. It's quite colorful. So yeah, that's what I ended up doing, and I gave them a little desk and another laptop. That's great. There's a lot of computers and laptops in this house. You can obviously delete a couple of those if you don't want them, but I feel like it's just realistic. Like maybe this teen got the laptop from school, or they need it for school. Like obviously they do. But yeah, I think it's realistic. Like pretty much everyone has a laptop these days, I feel like. I mean, at least as far as I know, like a lot of people have laptops. You can't really not have a laptop. It doesn't really work that way these days. But yeah, I gave this teen a bookcase and a little desk, and yeah, it's just very colorful, but still kind of cohesive in here, and I really, really enjoy it. And then we have a kid's bedroom as well, which I was having a little bit of a struggle with the whole color scheme, but at this point, I actually already figured it out. I think I paused my recording for a little bit to figure out the whole floor plan, or like the whole color scheme situation. So I did that, and then I decided to go for blue and teal and orange and yellow kind of combined together. It's my favorite color combination of all time. So whenever I'm not sure what to do and I want to make something colorful, I go for those colors together because they're really complementary and they're just really pretty. So yeah, this kid has a nice bedroom as well. They have a bookcase merged to the bed, which makes the bookcase not usable, like not functional, but that's okay because there are a couple of bookcases in this house that are functional. So you should be fine in that regard. And yeah, I gave them some additional toys like a Blarfy, a toy box, and a crafting table so that the kid at least has some activities to do. You can always place more like around the house, or maybe if you want to place like a science table somewhere, you can do that. You could easily swap out the crafting table for like a science table or something, depending on what, on your kids' like interests, I feel like. But yeah, here we have the upstairs bathroom. It's very similar to the one downstairs. This one has a very colorful shower tub combination, and yeah, it kind of speaks for itself, but I feel like it's so warm and nice. I really like the bathroom. And here you can see me placing the litter box very quickly. So you have that going for your cat, which is really nice. And now we're moving on to the back porch of the house. I wasn't sure what to do with this space at first because it is very small, a little bit awkward, and it's definitely too small for like a dining table and also too small for a seating area. Then again, I already placed a dining table more like at the front of the house, so I ended up placing a little picnic table back here, also a clothesline. I did include a dryer in this house, so you don't have to use a clothesline, but I felt like the clothesline really suited the whole aesthetic of this build, so I placed it anyway. And then I placed a couple of planter boxes right by the front porch as well, so you can do some skill building out here if you want to. And I feel like see, there we go with the whole like chess table situation. So I placed a chess table over there. And now that I'm furnishing this, I'm not sure if I actually did place an easel anywhere. I don't know. We'll figure that out soon enough. Well, that is actually it for this build. So let's hop into the game and I'll show you the house in real time. So here we have the house in the game. Look, there's a little puppy walking over here. Aw, look at him. He's really cute. He's just hanging out there, walking by. And we have these pigeons over here. See, that's why I love this world so much, because there are so many animals everywhere and I just really love that. I really love that about this world. But here we have the facade of the house. I think it looks very warm and inviting, and I think it suits the whole vibe of this neighborhood perfectly. So I placed a couple of bikes and just some clutter items back there. And over here, as you can see, we have the dining table and chairs and a couple of benches over here. And then when we go inside, we have this tiny little entryway with a chair and a coat hanger and stuff like that. And then over here, we have the downstairs bathroom. I did include laundry here, but if you don't have laundry or if you don't want laundry, you can just easily delete it and maybe replace it with like a shower tub combination or something like that. And then over here we have the very cramped but very warm and cozy looking living area. I placed a huge cat tree in here because I was thinking that this family really loves their cats. I gave them a bookcase and just an additional little dining table over here, which I feel like is more of an activity table, if that makes sense, than it is a dining table. I think people will just sit down here with a book or when they want to play a game or something like that. I feel like that's what this table is meant for. And then over here we have the couches, or like the living area with these little couches from Nifty Knitting. I really love this color for this house. I think it goes hand in hand with that warm orangey wood swatch. And then back here we have an extra little scratching pole for the cat and a nice study area that I cluttered up with some items on the desk, and I think it just looks really cozy. And then back here we have the dining area. I placed this little hanging plant in the corner because I wanted something to fill up the space, and it's actually a little bit cramped in here. And I placed a little china cabinet back here and another scratching post because once again, this family loves their cats. And then back here on the other side, we have the kitchen. I love this kitchen. I think it's so cozy. It's such a family friendly kitchen. Like, it definitely looks like it belongs in a family home, in my opinion at least. And I really love this little area as well, even though it's not functional, but I think it looks so cute and cozy and inviting. And then upstairs we have the landing area, and I remembered to place a litter box here and then another cat tree. So really the cats are living in paradise in this house, which I feel like is definitely something I would do for my cats as well. And then we have the parents' bedroom, the master bedroom over on this side. I use a lot of items from Cats and Dogs in here because obviously it really just fits the aesthetic of this house. So I just went for it and I think it ended up looking really nice. They have a dresser dresser over here and an extra desk as well, so that is really nice. And the parents have their own little balcony with a tiny little love seat over here, and they can just enjoy the view over the ocean, which I feel like is so nice. And then over here down the hall we have the teen's bedroom. This one is very colorful. I placed a lot of posters on the wall. I was thinking that this teen is probably very much into sports. It's just, like I said, very colorful. They have their own little desk so they can study and do their homework in peace, and just a little dresser and just some clutter items, and nothing special going on in here. And then over here we have the kids' bedroom. This one is even more colorful, or at least the colors are a lot brighter in here, but I feel like it's not too overpowering. I mean, it is, but for The Sims, I feel like it's fun. In real life, it might be a little bit too much, but in The Sims, I always really enjoy doing this. So the kid has a couple of toys in here. They have a toy box, a Blarfy, and a crafting table. So yeah, a couple of activities for your kid Sims to do. And then over here, last but not least, we have the upstairs bathroom. It's really similar to the one downstairs, except this one has a tub. So if you have a toddler in your household, you can give them a bath. That's always great to have for gameplay as well. And then back here we have the back porch. I didn't really have a lot of space here, so I just placed some random items. I did give them a grill so they can use that, which is always nice. A little picnic table over here and the clothesline over here around the corner. I just gave them an extra little bench so they can sit there and enjoy the view over the ocean as well. And just a couple of planter pots so you can do some gardening with your Sims if you want to. And of course the outdoor bins, because you need those for gameplay as well. But that is actually it for this house. So this family bay house comes in at 96,640,000 simoleons. This house is really expensive. I did not expect it to turn out this expensive. I don't know why it's this much, but yeah, it's a lot of money. It's definitely very expensive. So I'm sorry about that. But also I just had a lot of fun decorating this house, so I don't really care. If you want to, you can obviously redecorate it or make it cheaper somehow. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave it like this because I love this house. But that is actually going to be it for this video. So I really hope that you enjoyed this build. You can definitely go ahead and download it off the gallery if you want to. My username on the gallery is Simmarysims. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram if you'd like. My username on there is Simmarysims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!